All right, so here's our first problem. We have Shelley compared the number of oak trees to the number of maple trees. So here's what my ratio is. I am comparing oak to maple trees. As part of a study about hardwood trees in a woodlot, she counted 9 maple trees for every 5 oaks. So that is my ratio of 9 to 5, and it is maple to oaks. So I'm going to start by making that tape diagram. So I have 9. And I'm labeling it maple. And then I have 5. And these were my oak trees. Later in the year, there was a bug problem and many trees died. New trees were planted to make sure the same number of trees as before the bug problem were there. The new ratio of the maple trees to oak trees is 3 to 10. All right, so now I have that new ratio. It is 3, and I believe I said 10, but it's 11. And this is my maple trees. And then I have 11. And these are my oak trees. Then it says, after planting the new trees, there were 132. So this was before the bug problem, and this was after. So I have those big labels up top to keep track. And after planting, there were 132 oak trees. How many more maple trees were there in the woodlot? So this is my how many more maple trees were in the woodlot before the bug problem. Oops. And that just might not want to highlight well. So let me try one more time. Nope. So I am just going to circle it. It is more maple before. So when I look down here, I see my more are these 4 right here. This part is the same as my oak, so these are the same. So this extra part is the more than. So that is the section that I'm trying to figure out. Now, it's telling me right up here there's 132 after. So all of these equals 132. If I check, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 boxes. So I need to do 132 divided by 11. 11 goes into 1 0 times, so I go to the next place value. 11 goes into 13 1 time. I multiply, subtract, bring down. 11 goes into 22 2 times. Multiply, subtract. So each box is equal to 12. Since they planted the same amount of trees as there was before the bug problem, that means all of these boxes are also equal to 12. So here, these boxes are 12, and I am looking for 4 groups of 12, so that is 12 times 4. So I will have 48, and I need that label, so I need to put maple trees. There were 48 more maple trees in the woodlot before the bug problem than after the bug problem. All right, my explanation, since it says explain, is my work down here. Since it's labeled nicely, I can follow it. So now, let's move on to question number 2. Let me clean all this up. All right, so our next question. The school band is comprised, meaning made of, middle school students and high school students, but always has the same maximum capacity. So that means there's always going to be the same number total. Last year, the ratio of the number of middle school students to high school students was 1 to 8. So I'm going to start out by drawing that ratio, 1 to 8. and it is middle school. Is that one? To high school. It's probably that because high schoolers have more experience. However, this year the ratio, the number of middle school students to high school students changed to 2 to 7. So I have a new ratio of 2 to 7. And again, this is my middle and this is my high. So this was this year. And if I am unsure, it tells me right here, this year. And last year was my other. So those are my two big headers. My next part says, if there are 18 middle school students in the band this year, so I'm looking at this year, and it is telling me that these two equal 18. How many fewer students? Oh, this one's a little bit different. That keyword is how many fewer high school students are in the band this year compared to last. So before we try to figure out what they mean by how many fewer, let's figure out how big each box is. Here I have 18, and I'm breaking it up into 2 boxes. So that's 18 divided by 2 since we're making equal groups. So each box is equal to 9. So I can fill all of my boxes in. And now I can start tackling on how many fewer high school students are in the band this year compared to last year. So what I need to do is I need to figure out how many students are in the band this year. So this year is right here. How many do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 9 because each box is 9. 7 times 9 is 63. So this year, there were 63 students. Last year, we need to figure it out as well, because when we're talking fewer, we have to compare those two. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 times 8 is 72. So now, last year they had 72 students. When I'm finding out how many fewer students there are, I need to subtract. Fewer refers to subtracting. 72 minus 63 gives me 9. So my answer is there is 9 fewer students. How I could have also done that is I could have looked and seen, well, there was, oops, the highlighter may not be working. So we'll switch back to the pen and we'll do a green. If I look, there were 8 groups here, but there were 7 groups here. So fewer, I can cross out each of these. Here's my 4th one. And I'll see there's going to be 1 extra set left over. So there's telling me there's 1 extra box. There's 1 extra group of 9, which also matched when we found the totals and subtracted them. All right, good luck on your test tomorrow.